So, Fit for an Autopsy is a band that I discovered last year with their previous record, particularly two songs, Black Mammoth and Heads Will Hang. Those two songs were very interesting to me because they had very interesting layering vocals type of sound. They had little bit of cleans, little bit of screams, and they had fucking huge breakdowns. Their sound really reminds me of something between They Art Is Murder, so the grooves of They Art Is Murder, the vocals of They Art Is Murder, some of the riffs remind me of They Art Is Murder, and more technical part of After the Burial type of stuff. Not as technical, but still pretty impressive. You would know that I generally don't feel very passionate about deathcore. It's not my genre. I don't listen to many deathcore bands, just like a handful. Lately I've been trying to change that. I've been trying to discover new bands. Shadow of Intent is one great example. Awesome new album, just not quite my type. Another bands that released a great deathcore albums this year were Whitechapel with the album The Valley, which in my top 3 albums of the year so far. Incredible album. The Art Is Murder, obviously, with Human Target, which left me wanting more, I guess, is the right expression for this one. And Born of Osiris, I don't think you can consider them fully deathcore. They're more like mellow death at this point. But still an amazing record that they released in the beginning of the year. And that leads us into this one, The Sea of Tragic Beasts by Fit for an Autopsy. So we're gonna start as usual with singles. There have been 3 singles for this album, The Sea of Tragic Beasts, Mirrors, and Shepherd. The Sea of Tragic Beasts, amazing opening riff, very intense metal, like death metal type of chorus, heavy but slightly basic breakdown, and you know, it's a great song. There are better songs on the album, basically. Mirrors, very promising opening riff, went into very dynamic and strong opening riff, super dramatic, very heavy, very intense verses, very whiny low guitars on the first breakdown, and then just very open and slow final breakdown. Not much to say about this song. It has a great music video, but aside from that, I still think there are far more better songs in the album. Shepherd is probably the worst of the singles. It's very flat. It's very The Art Is Murder. It's still great. Great and open breakdown. Yeah. My expectations were pretty low for this album, and I think that's what really brought it home for me. So I have reacted to this album, as I mentioned before, on my Patreon. That's where I usually do reaction videos now. So if you're very interested in that type of content, you can head over and watch that there. The album overall is a heaven for breakdown lovers. It's a heaven for riff lovers, and a heaven for beautiful melodies and filthy grooves lovers as well. Let's start with the first song that's not a single, No Man Is Without Fear. Probably my favorite song on the album. Favorite 100% lead guitar riff in the opening, just so epic, so dramatic and strong. More whiny guitars like the ones on Mirrors. Death metal inspirations, I guess, in the pre-chorus. Very dramatic chorus itself. Very open and slow final breakdown. Your Pain Is Mine is not wasting any time for intro. It brings you straight into action. It's just non-stop fucking groove. That's what's great about this song. And then it breaks it up with one of the most beautiful chorus vocal lines I've ever heard. It's so dramatic. It's so epic. And it's just an excellent melody for a chorus. Probably one of the best hard-hitting and smashing breakdowns on this song as well. Next song is Unloved, which is the first time Fit for an Autopsy showed a little bit of their more slower, I guess, side on the record. But they just completely destroy everything with the chorus, which has probably my favorite chorus guitar part. It's just so amazing how it incorporates with the vocals, with everything. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful every time I think about that chorus. It's at the end you get also a very filthy and distorted breakdown that is just so disgusting to listen to. It's great. Mourn, one of my favorite songs on the album. Very consistent, catchy groove with very gorgeous chorus melody. This song has a lot of layers. It's very impressive and immersive. And in the end, another genius breakdown with another filthy guitar. This album is so rich on those. Probably one of the more unique choruses on this record, and that's why I really like it. Warfare is the only track on the album alongside with Shepherd that didn't make it into my saved songs playlist. It's just that I don't really have anything to say about this song. It's just not memorable at all. So we're gonna skip over to Birds of Prey, mysterious dark vibes with intro and transitioning into this amazing opening riff with just a remarkable chorus on top of it. Very similar to the one that is on Black Mammoth. That's the first song I thought of when I heard that chorus. The absolute Beth rhythm / groove section on this album is going right after the second chorus of this song. Is just super heavy, super moshy, and just beautiful. Slightly drags closer to the end of the song because it's a pretty long song. It's 5 minutes and 28 seconds long, but still a very, very banging track. One of the best on the album as well. Napalm Dreams is the closing track. It's slower, ballad-like, if you can call a deathcore song a ballad type of track. It's very cool vocal melodies again on the chorus. Very different kind of breakdown. With a really beautiful outro. Great closer for the album. Didn't impress me nearly as much as some of the other songs on the album. That's pretty much it for the Sea of Tragic Beasts. So my final rating is right here, from first to last. The best songs on the album obviously are No Man Without Fear, Mourn, Your Pain Is Mine, and probably Birds of Prey. These are the 4 songs that have really impressed me the most of the record. Kind of middle okay songs are Unloved and The Sea of Tragic Beasts and Mirrors. Unloved being probably the best of those 3. And just a meh songs are Shepherd, Warfare, and Napalm Dreams. So the overall sound of this album is very much inspired by sort of like death metal. A lot of variety in riffs, a lot more than Human Target. A lot of variety in breakdowns, a lot more than Human Target, and especially in vocals, a lot more than Human Target. What really brings it all together with the vocals is layers, and again layers. Such a great technique to just really make your sound so dramatic and theatrical is to layer up the vocals with cleans on top, another set of cleans in the middle, and then growls, screams in the bottom, and everything just sounds so tight with that type of setup. It's apparent in Your Pain Is Mine, it's apparent in Birds of Prey, and it's just great. It's a great way to tie everything together. Awesome mixing job, very juicy drums, gorgeous guitars, decipherable bass, which is important, and yeah, this album is just very, very solid, very good. Some of the best albums of the year, let me say. For all those people who were kind of disappointed with Human Target, this is the album that you go to listen to some better deathcore, in my opinion. And this is really, really the type of deathcore that I like to hear. The deathcore that is creative, the deathcore that is diverse. This is my favorite deathcore album of the year. So much better than Human Target, on par with Whitechapel. But for now, it's all I wanted to say about it. Let me know what you think. Check out Full Album Reaction on Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, thank you all for supporting me in Tier 1. Thank you, the man himself, and Josh Berg in the Tier 2 patrons. Really just help this channel grow. And thank you all on YouTube for watching this video. Let me know what you think about this album. So this has been Fit for an Autopsy, the Sea of Tragic Beasts album review. Thank you all for watching. And as usual, see you in the next one.